Okay, buttercups, let's get this party started. This is going to be a peek inside my crazy, but I think you can take it. I have been working on a lot of stuff, and I am the type of person who doesn't like to plan. So when I decide to make something, if I see an idea, I don't make a template. I don't practice on lesser paper. I just whip out whatever is the prettiest yarn, paper, whatever, and I start. And if I fail, I fail. But I can't plan. I'm not a planner. There used to be this television commercial when I was growing up that it was an anti-drug commercial, and it used to show this egg, and it would say, "This is Bob's brain," and then they would break it and then scramble it in the frying pan, and then they would say, "This is Bob's brain on drugs." And when I grew up, I always thought, I think my brain is Bob's already. I don't think I have this brain. I have this already. I'm making my own drugs. So that's me. So I have been making stuff for the shop, and I've had an extremely hard time, struggle in the last month and a half to take pictures, to list stuff. And part of it is that, well, it takes a lot of time and it's a pain in the ass. I love listing stuff. I love making kits. I love all the bits about it, except I don't love the picture taking part. And my daughter says to me, "Mom, you don't have to take a picture of every kit." And I was like, yes, I do, because I'm one of those people that gets pissed off if I buy something off Etsy and it says kit, you'll receive something like this, and it's never as pretty as the kit that they show. So I'm always like, I'm going to take pictures of every single thing so that people can feel assured that when they buy something, that this is what they're getting. I don't want them to send them something that they're like, Jesus, what the hell was that? So anyway, that's my little rant on that. So I'm going to start in order of things that I've made quite a while ago and work my way up to things that I've made recently. So another thing is that I have resisted placing any handmade items on the shop, like notebooks, journals, that kind of stuff, because I don't know. I'm not necessarily afraid to sell them, because I did that at farmers markets for years. I'm not afraid that they won't sell, because I don't really care. I've gotten over that in the year I've been on Etsy, where I would put something on and I would worry if it would sell or not. And I don't give a shit. Sell, not sell, whatever. It's fine. It's inventory, people. So I think it's because I have such a hard time parting with them. I think that if I make not notebooks as much, but when I make a journal or I make something, I sometimes like to look the person in the eye that's buying it and, make a decision. I gave some away for Christmas, so that was good. That gave me, it spurred me. So I'm gonna show you some, and I've had to put everything in containers because there's so much shit. But anyway, I'm just gonna give you a quick flip of some journals I made that hopefully I can put up on the shop if I get my... So this was a set of journals I made early in the pandemic. Really, they're all kind of the same inside. This is my favorite. But they all have, the mind frame, I don't know. But they all have sort of supplies in the front, stickers, notepaper, journal cards, that kind of stuff in the front pocket. So they have a pocket in the front, and then they have just random, quite plain paper, not a lot of like this type of paper, more plain. And then there's the center. And then they have, hey, this one doesn't have its, wait now, just let me look in this one. Oh, maybe it was in the front. No, the washi tape. They all have like a washi tape swap, like sample in the front. So we're just gonna put this one back in here. Did this one have it? Oh yes, it did have it. Sorry. Momentarily lapse in sanity. So anyway, and then in the back, again, there's more junk journaling supplies like guest checks and things like that. So yeah, so very early on, I made, I think, 10 of these, intending to sell them, and then didn't just sat on them. And then I've given some away at Christmas. How many do I have left? I have 2, 4, 6 left. So I've apparently given 4 away. And around the same time, I don't know where to put this. Around the same time, I made some of these smaller ones with October Afternoon 8x8 paper pads. This is my favorite paper from Farm Girl collection. And so, again, these are sort of, they have a thing in the front. They have washi tape. They're similar format. I mean, I make a lot of stuff, but I'm a pattern kind of person. I could work in a factory. And some note paper and some little ephemera from the line. And what else is being here? Just some other papers. And then in the back, there's a little sealed packet that has different ephemera and stuff from Farm Girl and other junk journaling supplies. So I made 2 of those. I did not give one of those away at Christmas. And then I made some of, these are 2 travel ones that I really love to make this size of journal too. Because it's a notebook size for me. So these are just the same format. Pretty paper, different paper, washi tape samples, and then in the middle there's 2 pockets, and these, oh god, I love to make these. The smaller something is, the more I like to make it. So these are just little notebooks made out of scraps, and these are just ephemera from the line. And then, again, in the back, there's a little envelope that contains paper and more stickers and stuff from the line. This one's from Travel Girl. So there's 2 Travel Girl journals, and then this one is from the library. What's the library one? Public Library. So again, same format, same stuff, same little paper things. So yeah, those are the little journals I made. So that was early on in the pandemic, but I've never listed them. Then this is something that's not finished that I made early on in the pandemic. I think I stole this, or I borrowed it from a Johanna Claw, is that her name? Post. But she made these journals and then she put them in paper bags. Like, so I was like, oh, I could do that. So I took the bags and then I put them through, what's that thing called? Big Shot. Embossing folders, and then made the bags. And then I started to make like the little journals that would go in the bags. And again, I haven't sewn these because I ran into a problem, so then I gave up. So this was the little journal, and then the idea would be that the little journal goes in the bag, of course, which I'm making it more difficult than it actually is. Jesus. Okay, no, not okay. should have practiced this. Okay, I'm about to swear. I'm about to say the F word. I just took it out of this bag before I started this video. I'm gonna try again. And then I'm gonna give up. And I'm gonna give up. Anyway, in the back slot, the journal would go. And in the front slot, there would be a bag or an envelope of ephemera. That was the plan. But every one of these envelopes ripped in the same exact place. And I had a rage because I was like, well, I can't sell something that has a rip in it, and I don't know how to prevent the rip. And I don't know, it just all, see now look, now it goes in the bag, and then your little bag of ephemera goes in the front. So at that moment, I was like, I can't figure this out. So since then, I've thought, if I Mod Podge the bags prior to doing them, then did the embossing, and then, or maybe ran a piece of paper right down to the, oh God, don't throw up, please, dog. Then maybe it would fix it. But anyway, I abandoned that idea, even though they're kind of cute, I think. And the paper is so dear. The paper is from Crepe Paper. And I don't remember Farmer's Market. Maybe it's Farmer's Market paper, but I don't know. They're cute, but at this point, I don't know how to fix them. That was those. Okay, then let's move on to, okay, these are regular notebooks. These are notebooks that I would sell at farmers markets. And so I decided I would make a series for Etsy that was in October Afternoon paper, and then sell them in sets of 3 from a line. And so these are my regular, trust me, there's more. That's just a small, I went insane making these. They're just my regular field notes. They have little pockets in the front with little kindness matters, and then in the back, same thing. And then they're sewn somewhere in the middle. Why is everything so hard today? There it is, sewn in the middle. So that's the field note side. And then this year, I used to have another smaller one I called something else, but now I decided to call them passports, and not round their corner, to make them look like a little passport. And these are the same idea. They're sewn in the middle, and then they have, this one's upside down apparently, or I have to, and then they have Happy Days little notepads in the front and the back. So I made a bunch of them that I was going to put on the shop, but oh, now the dogs are going to bark. Hattie, Winnie. Just excuse me while I go spray them. Get down. Girls, ladies, stop your foolishness. Stop it. Stop it. Sorry. Anyway, that is those. So then, also I used to make at the farmer's market and sold quite well were these other little notebooks, which I, for the life of me, can't stop making. And you can see, this is not all of them, but these are little, they're made with October Afternoon wild cards. I'll just take out this many. They're made with October Afternoon wild cards, and they're just And I've sewn them with embroidery floss, and I've left their little tails long because I like their little tails. And I was going to sell these 3 in a set of 3 because there's like ones that come from different sets of wild cards. Like these are from Seaside. I think that's what the paper's called. And these are from Farm Fresh. These 2. I don't think I have another one. Here's another one from Seaside. This is from Cherry Hill, I think, and this one maybe. But yeah, I was going to sell these in packs of 3 on Etsy. Yet to be listed. Hopefully soon. See, I'm hoping to shame myself by making this video today, that I will. I'll just shame myself into putting them up. So, okay, so that concludes those things. And then one day I had this idea, because just a minute, I need a drink. When I had my little shop, not to stop, but when I had my little shop in Alberta, my little paper shop, this is how stubborn and I'm like just fly by the seat of your pants. I decided that, I was going to open this little shop on the farm and we were going to have a shop built. And I said to my husband, I want it to be 12 by 14. And he's like, that's too small. You need it 16 by 20. And I was like, oh no, 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 no. I don't want it 16 by 20. I want it 12 by 14. And there's no arguing with me. So anyway, the shop got built. The Hutterite, people on a Hutterite colony built it and they brought it to our farm. And when I saw it, I almost shit my pants because it was so small. But I had to pretend that it was exactly what I wanted. So I did. And I was like, oh, this is just the right size. And I was thinking, oh, it should really be 16 by 20. But anyway, and at that store, in that little tiny shop, that 12 by 14 shop, I sold paper lines like October Afternoon, Cosmo Cricket, all of them, I think. And I also sold Cavallini and Company stuff, like journals and stuff. And then I also sold Blue Q stuff, or Company Blue Q. And I sold really obscure, weird things. Like I sold these little, this is leftover stock. I sold these little notebooks. It's like, looking good for Jesus, show him the money. I sold little packs of chewing gum from Blue Q that said, every time you masturbate, God kills a kitten. And I can't tell you like how many little old ladies would come to my shop to get stuff to make cards or whatever. And they would just be aghast. But anyway, I thought it was all delightful. So I have a lot of leftover weird stock. Anyway, where was I? I digress. So I had to ship in the shop on Etsy, to ship something 12 by 12 is ridiculously expensive because it's the size of the envelope. So it automatically has to go in Canada as a parcel, which means it's going to ship for at least $16 because we don't have, like, the States has what is it called, small packet, where it's shipped more by weight, but Canada we haven't seen fit to do that. So I always feel bad when I ship paper because really I want to sell paper for like $1 a sheet or whatever, but I feel really bad if I have to put the price point already at, $14 to ship it. And that's not including the bubble envelope or whatever. So it's really pissy. And so I thought, what if I but if you sell something 8.5, sorry, I'm just babbling. But if you cut something 8.5 by 11, it goes through that mail slot and then magically it ships for $5. It's like you can offer much cheaper shipping if you cut it 8.5 by 11. So I was like, I'm going to cut some scrapbook paper 8.5 by 11 and see if people like it. And I like it. So I went to town one afternoon. I think on a Friday afternoon I started this little tirade of mine, and I spent right till Sunday night cutting. This is some of them. These are the ones I've actually photographed for Etsy. So I did the packs like Dear Lizzie, Neapolitan, Daisy D Moat. This was a pack. This is beautiful paper. It's like replicas of Moda fabric, vintage fabric. It's really pretty paper. And some more Neapolitan, and some Mind's Eye, Lost and Found, like really pretty paper. Maggie Holmes, Tile Board 2, Jenny Bolin Black, Amy Butler 2, My Mind's Eye, Lost and Found, Madison Avenue, Amy Butler 1, My Mind's Eye, In Time for Tea, My Mind's Eye, Anna Griffin, Maggie Holmes, and more My Mind's Eye. So these are the ones I've photographed. So I have others that I've done that aren't photographed. But then I was left over with this paper, and then I thought, this paper, I can't throw it away. What am I going to do with it? So then I invented, and this took me down another terrible rabbit hole. I made these little ration books. I think I'm in frame. I don't know. But so I took the leftover papers from this is from, obviously, I think this is Napoleon, Neapolitan. And I made little sample books, or I think these are 3 by 4 sizes. And I run them through the what's that thing? The foldy board, where you crease them. Bone folder board. I don't know what that's called. Anyway, so I did them so that they would tear, so that you could tear these pages out of the book, hopefully. And and so I was like, what will I call them? And then I was searching through my stamps, because I don't know what I wanted to call them. And then I found this ration book stamp that I had, and I was like, exactly, that's what I want them to be. Little ration books of paper. So I made, because each thing would make 2, so then they represent the paper that's in the pack. I'm not going to go through them all for you because that would be just too much. But yeah, it's all the paper that's in whatever corresponding pack. This would be the Maggie Holmes one, I think. So it's pieces. So, and I creased them all. I spent all weekend making these books. And I stapled them all. And I was so proud of them. And I thought I'll list these like really cheap on the shop so that people could have like sample books of different pieces of paper for their journals. And then I did them all, super proud of myself, as I've said. And then I went to photograph them the other day, and I was like, I can't photograph them because it's like, I should have photographed, because again, I want people to see what they're getting. So I think I'm going to have to take all the staples out and then lay the paper out to show people what's in there. Photograph it, then put them back in the ration book, and then staple it, because I can't properly photograph it. So anyway, that was those. So I have a lot of those. I think there's like 47 or something of those ration books that I made over the weekend. Crazy. Then I started making, I'll do the little ones first. I decided I would make some larger October afternoon, like packs of ephemera, because I have a lot of leftover little bits of ephemera. And I have lots of washi tape, October Afternoon washi tape, and people love October Afternoon, so I thought I'll make packs that have like 70 pieces in them instead of 30, like super packs. So that's what I did with these, and then they have lots of buttons, and then they each have some October Afternoon washi tape, and then some bigger, bigger things, buttons. So I made those kits. Those are kind of a pain to photograph because there's so many pictures of them. But because I can't just take picture one and say, shit. You'll get something like this. So I'm in the process of doing those. I think whatever ones are sealed, I've taken pictures of. Oh, so 2 out of 6. I'm taking pictures of. So, okay, those were those. So then I moved on to this size kit. An 8x8 kit, vintagey kit. With this paper is from Seven Gypsies, Hudson, I think. So this is sort of like a ramped up, because I have 6x6 kits online that use this paper and different things and pictures and these kind of things. And I thought, okay, I'll make a bigger kit of that. And again, I think there's 70 piece, these are 75 piece kits or whatever. And I love to make washi samples. Ugh, I could sit and make these things all day. Anyway, so I made some of these, and I have 2 photographs to go up on Etsy. So I'm going to try to list. This is spurring me on to list a bunch of stuff this weekend. That's my goal. And then, I thought, why stop there, Beth? So then I don't think I have done one of these. I haven't photographed one of these. I made big ones because I have this lovely, it's very hard to explain, but it's like this Prima cotton paper, really heavy, like cotton, really beautiful paper. And so I made kits with that, and then with some other like vintage ledger paper, some of this other Prima cotton paper, some ribbon, washi tape samples are in there, I'm sure, yes, because this is my favorite bits. And yeah, so I made this one, which is this paper. So I made 3 of these, I think. I'm not sure. I'm sorry. You're getting the worst of me today. And then 3. So yeah, I have 1, 2, 3 of those, and then 3. These ones don't have their ribbon yet, but these are the same. And I tried to put a few different things in these ones, but these are same Prima cotton paper, but different styles. So this one has so you get 3 pieces of the cotton paper. This one is probably my prettiest piece of paper. And again, just some ephemera. No kit has the exact same thing, so that's why taking pictures of them is a pain. But, so yes, so I've made 3 of those. So those were all the kits I've made. And then, so instead of, where's this little thing? Okay. One day I followed this tutorial and I thought, I'm going to make a template. I'm not going to just run after this. I'm going to sit down and plan it. And I made a template that I absolutely hate. So I'm like, I made this thing. I watched this lady, I think she's Australian. She has older lady hands than me. Make this book out of a lunch bag. So I thought, oh yeah, I can make a lunch out of a book out of a lunch bag. Well, I hate it. First off, I don't think this should be sewn in. It should be an elastic band, because what the hell are you going to do with this thing after you filled in the journal? It makes no sense to me. I made tags. I even inked my edges, which, trust me, I haven't inked my edges for 12 years. And so I made this little junk journal. But in the midst of making this kind of homely thing, I made this thing, which then I was like, because I like making small things. And I have all these really cool stamps that I used to sell at the shop that I don't have any left of except the ones I have. They're from, I don't remember. It's a place in London. I thought I had one on my desk somewhere, but let's just, okay, where are they from? They're from paperartsy.com, UK. Oh, look, it's the ration book. So I took the stamps and then I stamped them on, I don't know if this will, I stamped them on vellum, and I don't know, I really like them. They did it for me. So yeah, the different stamps. So I was like, these would be cute to sell little sets of these on Etsy because they look nice. And I've stamped them in, you know, that ink that doesn't go anywhere. Why can't I remember anything today? That's just insane. Anyway, I made these little stamp books. So out of that really nonsensical thing I made, I did discover I made these, which she didn't make, but I was like, I would like to have a little stamp book. Anyway, then, just to show you what kind of like wingnut thing I've been on, just let me show you this. This is the Moda Fabric book. This is pretty fabric. Well, I think it's pretty fabric. Okay. Then I watched a tutorial. I watched somebody, or I saw it somewhere, somebody used Project Life cards. And I was like, I have a lot of Project Life cards. So then I took the little Project Life cards. Dear Lizzie had Project Life cards that you could fold in half. They already come scored. That's the word I was looking for. So I made a bunch of little notebooks out of the, and then I thought I'll just sell these in like in sets of 3 or 4. I haven't sewn them yet, but that consumed me for a day. And in the same day or the same week, I made these. I haven't bound them yet. They're still a work in progress. But I made these. I took the big Project Life cards, and then I made them into sort of, these are not put together, but they're sort of going to be journals where, you know, I'll have smaller things. I put the cards in, the guest checks, the envelopes, and then I've cut a bunch of paper. I'll have pockets in them, and I think I'll bind them with the cinch, I think. So I made 4 of those, or got those this far. I haven't got them any farther. Then one day, I made some little envelope sets. This is Jilly Bean craft paper that folds really well. It scores, it doesn't break when you score it, which is lovely. So I made some sets of those one day. Then another day, I'm making all these things to avoid taking the pictures and putting the stuff on Etsy. That's what you should know. This is what you should take from this. But then when I make gift card envelopes. I always have these little strips of paper left over. So I made some little pocket books, some little sets of 3 pocket books. Because no piece of paper is too small for me to make something out of it. So yeah, that is my whole show, I think, today. So hopefully this will make me put some stuff on Etsy. I also have, I don't know where it is. Oh, it's the thing that fell off. Excuse me. Also, I have a lot of, early in the pandemic, I bought piano paper on an online auction, and I had this idea that I would sell it, the rolls of it, which I still want to list, but I also wanted to sell packs of it to people who didn't want the whole roll or just wanted some for their journal. So I've been practicing flattening piano paper, which to my surprise, some piano paper can be flattened like this. Some piano paper resists the urge to be flattened. And so I've slowly been working on ways to, so this is my last 2 rolls that I rolled back on themselves. So I'm hoping that these little mothers will flatten, and I can cut them and make little packs of piano paper for Etsy. That's another one of my little dreams. And oh, before I go, somewhere here on this desk is this, I got a ticket just 2 weeks ago from the police. And I found out, I up to this point, I thought I was kind of cool, but I found out that I have completely lost my swag. Because when that policeman pulled me over, I went into such a panic. I became like an old lady. I was like, first I didn't know what he was pulling me over for. And I saw the police car coming behind me with the lights on, and I, like a respectful driver, I put my 4-way flashers on and I pulled over to let him pass me. And then he's pointing his finger at me. And I'm like, Jesus, okay. So I pulled into a little pull-off place. And then he gets out and he comes to the car and he's like, were you trying to get a hold of me? And I was like, no. Were you trying to get a hold of me? And then I knew, as soon as I uttered those words, I was getting a ticket. So yeah, he's like, you were on your cell phone. And I was like, I wasn't on my cell phone, but technically I was on my cell phone. Because my cell phone rang, and I picked it up to see who it was, if it was an emergency. And because I'm old, I had to pick it up a little higher. I never put it to my ear. I just held it. I had it in my hand. And he apparently saw that. And I was like, okay, you got me. Give me my ticket or whatever. So then he asked for my license. First off, I'm in my daughter's car, which she got a new car, and I had only driven it a couple times. I didn't even know how to put down the window when he came, so I was stumbling trying to put down the window. I'm sorry, this is a long story. So then he asked for, I get out, before he comes to the car, I get out the registration and the insurance. And then he says, your license, please. And when I went out that day, I was going to the liquor store and I was going to the post office to mail parcels. So I had been to the liquor store and I was on my way to the post office when this happened. And I couldn't find, and I had the bag, my big bag with all the orders in it that I'd take to the post office on the seat beside me. And I thought my wallet was inside that bag. And I'm searching and I'm like, I can't find my wallet. And then I get out of the car, which my friend said, my God, he could have handcuffed you or something. And I go in the back seat because I think, oh, it must be with my rum. And then I'm clanking my rum bottles together back there. And I can't find it. So then I have to get back in the car. And then I realize maybe it's fallen over on the other side of the seat. So I have to stick my big ass out the car door, like on my hands and knees, trying to find my wallet. And I finally found it. And I give him my license. So then he goes to his car and he comes back with my ticket. And then he says to me, I hope that you behave better the rest of the day. And I was like, me too. And then so I go to leave. I'm in such a fluster. I was like, he's behind me. So I go to pull out back onto the road. And the car's going ding, ding, ding. And I'm like, what is this ding? And then I realize I've pulled out, I don't have my seatbelt on. I'm like, Jesus, there's another ticket if he wants to pull me over. So I had to drive directly to the drugstore. I bought a Diet Coke and a bag of Munchos. And I sat in the parking lot and drank the Diet Coke and ate those Munchos until I calmed down. And it was like $240, but I deserved it. So that is my little tale. And I'm sorry I was all over the place today, but usually that's how I am. So I hope you're all well, and I will talk to you later. Toodaloo.